What's up, everybody? Happy Black Friday. I am the pit boss today, so I am somewhere between smoking meat and collecting meat before I go out to try and fill the rest of my dough tags. Waiting on 204. If you smoke meat, you know what I'm talking about. But I've been watching people Black Friday shop all day today, and that reminded me there was another product review that I wanted to do while you all are looking at some of these sales, and that would be these. These are the Arrowhead Tactical Carry Trainers. And I wanted to do a review on these because I had seen them a long time ago on Instagram. He advertises very heavily on Instagram, and it strikes me as one of those products that's either really good because it's really expensive, or it's really gimmicky and they got your money. So I never bought them because I was always afraid they were a little bit of a gimmick. And the throw on some sweats is not really my style. Normally I'm either wearing shorts or I'm wearing legit pants. The throw on some sweatpants just isn't really my vibe. But I did think it was an intriguing product. And so just so happens at Area 2, Arrowhead Tactical had sponsored the Hunter Constantine belt bounty stuff. And so Hunter came around with a big pile of these things, and me being one of the people in there, he's like, hey, do you want some of these pants? And so he gave me a pair in my size, and I tried them out. And I thought I'd let you guys know what I think. Main thing here that's different about these versus any other pants that you would buy anywhere else is they essentially have belt loops on the inside so you can support some EDC equipment. Okay? And that's nothing terribly new, that you can wear belts and you can wear pants over the top of them. I do that a lot with Hunter's belt. I'll have the whole system on, basically not threaded through any sort of belt loops, and I'll have athletic shorts on over the top of it. The problem with that is that as you bend and flex and you do your things, the shorts tend to ride down. The belt becomes separated from the garment. And so what's nice about these, especially in the sweats era, sweats style, the belt is part of the sweats, so the sweats don't ride down. It's not just the elastic holding them up. They actually have a way to integrate some load-bearing equipment into some sweatpants. And so that's what's new here. And I thought that was an intriguing idea. So I've been trying them out for a bit. I threw them on the next day, wore them in the airport on my way home. So I wore them in the airport, super comfy. Wore them around a couple other times, just doing basically long drive type stuff. I had a long drive, so I don't really care what people at Loves think of my style. And so I wore them a bit, and then recently, actually, I've been wearing them deer hunting. So I put a pair of thermals under these, and then these on, and then I have bib overalls that go on over top of this. That's been on point again, because with garments like this, one of the reasons I don't like them is they slide on your backside, so you end up cold because you don't have a layer back there. So I've been using them quite a bit. And if sweatpants are your vibe, or sweat shorts, they do shorts also. If sweat shorts are your vibe, they are very good. Material, I would say, is excellent. The actual material that they make it out of, it's not a cheap cotton. It's actually, I think it's a fair amount of polyester as well. So it doesn't get wet, stay wet. It's about 43% cotton, about 47% polyester. All right, so it's got that synthetic characteristics that I like. It's a material that I don't think is going to pill immediately. So it's going to look nice for a while. You're going to be able to use it for a while. That was the biggest thing that held me off is a specialty garment like this. I was super worried that it would age like milk, and I would have a really expensive set of pants that I would essentially throw away right away. Material is excellent. They do have some features in here I don't have a knife on me, but they do have a pocket in there for your knives and stuff like that on each side. Being a left-handed guy, I appreciate that. So there's a utility knife pocket, a pocket with utility for a knife, not a utility knife. But there's an admin pouch in there for your EDC knife if you're into that. The back pockets are zippered. All right, so you have 2 back pockets, and then you have a side pocket that is deep enough that it holds stuff and stuff doesn't fall out of. All right, you know, like sometimes they're too shallow and you sit down and stuff falls out of it. If you put your wallet in there, it's gonna stay in there. So it's a very well thought out pant, and I do like it. How well does it work for the actual support system? I'm going to use this ratchet belt here instead of Hunter's belt just because Hunter's belt works better, but it takes a minute to thread. And if I was going to say there's a downside to this, it's that it's kind of a pain in the butt to thread the support, your belt into here. Not in that it's hard to do, but when I picture the vibe of, I'm going to throw on some sweats and go to the Quick Trip for some milk. All right. The lazy factor of why people throw on sweats and go somewhere. Yeah, you're not going to do that with these. All right. It's a production to get this thing all put together and to get it on, just like wearing a regular set of pants. Once you get them on, you have athletic pants on that you can do athletic things in, and you have the athletic pant look if that's what you're going for. If you're coaching your kids' football team, all right, and you want to wear some, that's what these are for. If you want to be lazy and just kind of throw something on, that's not what this is. But essentially, once you thread it in there, you have a system that has a belt, but it's concealed so that it looks like sweatpants, but it has some girth. Make your own jokes. It has some girth to it to support some equipment. And this, it does very well. All right, so once you have it all on and you put it in, it's there and it stays there and it rides there much better than any pair of sweatpants I've ever worn in my life, period. However, because it does that so well, something you have to do fairly frequently throughout the day, pass fluids out of your body, that's tricky. That's tricky because this is threaded up so well in the front here. How to get you at your boys? That's the problem. This is an older generation of these pants. That's part of, I would guess, why they ended up on a price table, right? That's tend to be how people do that. T-Rex will throw a lot of left-handed holsters on prize tables. That's how I got so many of them. So this is an older gen of pants. So if you have to go to the bathroom, all right, it is kind of a production to take these off or to access without taking them off. Good news is that if you're buying them right now, they've already thought of that, and the newer models have a zipper fly in the front. So the first thing that I said, hey, I really wish, they've already done that. There's already I think all of their current versions have zipper fly in the front, which would be a huge bonus because this thing, getting this thing all together and then getting it apart, and it's such good elastic in the front, it's like thick and heavy, it doesn't pull down very well. All right, so biggest concern, biggest ding I would have, they've already fixed. There's a zipper fly in the front. Typically, like I say, I usually wear this with Hunter's belt. So on the side here where I would be latching his belt, the loops are kind of close together. So threading it through all the loops and then putting the holster on where I want and then connecting the belt together, I actually don't use all the loops when I wear it. Generally, I have it threaded right now, kind of how I wear it. So if this were, this is the front, right? This is the front. I have essentially, I don't use the two loops in the front. So like I have the belt, actually I missed one. So I would do I would do one more of these. Wreck this belt. Because someone's OCD out there is going to go nuts. So I would use it like this. And I would actually skip this loop if I were putting it on. But in the front, I skip the loops in the front so that I have room to put the holster where I want, because there's a loop right where I would put my holster. I wear my holster appendix more than navel. All right, so it's a little bit offset to the side, but really I have all the loops in the back, which is holding up the pants in the back, which I feel is what needs the most support, and then having them outside the loops in the front. The pants will ride there, so it covers the belt, but when I need to access the front, I can get at it without taking it all apart. Know what I mean? So that is how I use it typically. Has thread or loops wherever you could need them. I would not necessarily recommend using all of them, depending on where you want to put your holster, and you don't necessarily need to. But these are, like I said, these are the Mark II carry trainers. I believe there's a few different variants of them. These ones have a little bit more spandex in them around the knee, so it's a little bit more stretchy and athletic around the knee. So it feels like a really comfy pair of athletic pants, more so than pajamas. So they do feel really good. It does support the equipment. You can carry all your EDC stuff and not look like you're wearing tactical pants, other than they're green. These are green. They come in all different kinds of fun colors. But it is a solid product. I wanted to put it out there because like I say, I've seen them for a couple years now, and I was always a bit suspicious. Are those things really worth it or not? And I'm here to tell you that if this trips your trigger as to a garment that would fit into your lifestyle, it is very well made. It works very well. I would say it is worth the price if it is your style. And if you're seeing this video when it first launches, they are on sale right now. So I would go get you some. I had talked to Arrowhead. He didn't know I was doing a review on them or anything like that. I got these off a prize table. I tagged him, as you're supposed to when you win stuff off a prize table. He was super excited about it, and we were talking about maybe me using some more of this stuff at the upcoming PCSL Nationals. I think that fell through. Honestly, not that big of a deal. But I am organically looking at the shorts are probably more my style. I will probably be buying some shorts with my real money. So I would absolutely buy these if you're looking to pick some up. They have a lot of upper wear. That's what I'm looking for. They have a lot of shirts and outerwear type stuff as well. Interesting ideas. I haven't tried any of that yet either. This is sample size of one, model of one, and I didn't pick it out. If I had picked out a pair of pants, this is the pair of pants that I would have picked. But like I say, I would say you can buy this in confidence if it fits your vibe and it's something you want to try out, and you don't necessarily want to always look like you're kitted up in your cool pants with a K. These definitely do that. But like I said, a lot of people think like, I'm going to throw on some sweats and just go like toss a J-frame in your pocket. That's not what these are. These are way better than that. But on the effort level, if you're kind of lazy, just throwing on some sweatpants, these aren't that. They give you that look. They give you that look with actually carrying the stuff. But that's my thoughts on the, get your logo there, the Arrowhead tactical pants. Give them a try if you're interested. I would say it is a quality product if you're looking at them. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I will try to answer them the best I can. Be easy, guys.